So I posted a video in this outfit on my IG. It's like there's something. And then somebody dropped a comment. She said, "Your thigh," and she puts like this tear emoji. And then I now responded. I was like, "Why are you crying?" In my mind, I'm like, "What's crying?" You you know, that kind of thing. But I didn't used to be like that before. It took me a long time to get to a point where I can comfortably wear whatever, you know, and not worry that, oh, somebody will notice my scar, you know, or my leg, because obviously my leg is not shaped like everybody's leg because of the dents. So today, basically, I am doing my birthday photo shoot / sickle cell awareness photo shoot. I do this every year since 2020. September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month and happens to also be my birthday month, so I take it upon myself to try and, you know, use that opportunity to create awareness for sickle cell by doing different projects. 2020, I showed my scars on the internet, and it broke the internet kind of. This year, I'm using pictures of sickle cell warriors in my community to, you know, just create awareness and show the human side of sickle cell and show that we are more than, you know, what people see. We're hardworking individuals that, you know, can inspire a generation, basically. So that's what we're doing today. I'm excited, but I'm also like kind of scared because I don't know how. I want it to be received well. Yes, I want the message to be received well. I want people to understand where I'm coming from, and I want it to go as far as possible. When I did my scars photo shoot in 2020, some people said, "Oh, I did tattoos and I removed the tattoos. That's why I had so many scars." And I'm like, that's a ridiculous thing to say. How many tattoos would I have done to have that kind of scars that was that huge and, you know, raised and all that? So people always have something to say, but I just want the message to be well received, for people to understand, you know, where we're coming from. We're not trying to blow, we're not trying to trend. This is about, you know, letting people see the human beings that are actually behind the word sickle cell, the people that actually carry the burden of sickle cell, the people that actually get stigmatized every day, despite the fact that they put their best foot forward, the people that go through all of this pain and suffering. It's like there's an expected look that people with sickle cell are supposed to have. Like when you see them, they're supposed to look sick, basically, which is why I hate the word sickler. The word itself, how does it make you feel saying it out of your mouth? Sickler. Nobody in their right mind will want to be called anything that has sick in it. Names are really important. And my mom and dad gave me good names: Ibukunoluwa, which means blessings of God; Imabong Ajayi, which means God's love. And when people keep calling you a certain thing all the time, it's like they're speaking into your lives, like affirmations. I get that it was supposed to be a way to, you know, kind of like identify people with sickle cell because of the sickle, you know, in the name sickle cell, but it became a thing where people don't say, "Oh, that one, na sickler now." You know, they always sick all the time. You know, that one, no, say na sickler, I no fit do anything. That's not who we are. I feel like we're stronger than that. Yes, we have our days where, we have our days where, yeah, you know, that's our ammo, that's how we look, but it's not all the time, you know. And I would like a situation whereby you can see someone with sickle cell and not even know. So I like it that when people see me and meet me for the first time, they can't even guess. In a sense, I'll say I like to look good. I like to look good, and I like to, you know, always look cheaper, always look classy and all that, so that it's not the first thing that comes to your mind when you see me. I think that's also part of why I'm a beauty influencer, because, you know, in fact, if I have my way, I'm going to create a makeup line called Warrior Beauty. Nobody should steal it. I'm putting it out there, don't steal it. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. This is finally done. This is something that I've been dreaming about for like months now. Shine the light on sickle cell, show people the human beings, the lovely people, you know, who also have sickle cell and who also are doing amazing things. So I'm really excited. I'm really happy that this is finally, you know, has finally happened. People don't know what they are enjoying by just being able to get up in the morning and put your leg down and walk. People don't know. They say you don't know what you have until you lose it. It's true. You don't know what it is to wake up and just put your leg down and wear slippers, stretch. I'm taking a walk. You don't know until you've not worn shoes for 15 years. And then you buy your first set of shoes and you wear them. And then you now realize, being able to do this is a gift. Finally going to be rocking these shoes, and like they are the perfect color for this outfit. The fact that I'm now able to boldly wear 3/4 and show off my legs despite what people might say or think is amazing to me. Imabong means God's love, and my life has been very evident of my name. What you name your child is very important, because that name will come to play in that child's life. I have 4 scars. The first major scar was from my first surgery. I had the surgery for leg ulcers. I developed the leg ulcer in 2008-2009. I was in secondary school. I used to have this numbness in my leg. I'll be standing, I'll be sitting. I complained to my mom about it, so she would just say, stand up, walk about, shake your leg, you know. We didn't know what leg ulcers were. Nothing prompted us to say, oh, this might be a symptom of something, you know. One day my leg just swelled up. It just swelled up really high, and I couldn't walk. It was very painful. So I took it to the hospital, and they gave me like some medication to bring down the swelling. And then the swelling came down, and a wound appeared, just a small tiny wound, but that place was very painful. So I took it back to the hospital, and they kind of like put some ointment and dressing on it. When I took it back for them to remove the dressing, it opened up to like a proper wound, but it was like a small tiny thing. And from that small tiny thing, my life did not remain the same again. I got into uni, but it only made matters worse because the school I went to was quite dusty, and the treatment I was doing then, we were leaving the wound open, just putting like some medicine on it. Because of how the wounds were open, if I walk past here, you will know that I passed here, because it used to drip water. So there will be like a water dot trail on the floor to tell you that I passed here. So you know those Dora the Explorer, they'll be leaving like trail marks. You will know, or the smell will let you know. I remember one day I was in my lecturer's office in school, and the windows were closed because the AC was on. You know when everybody's doing everybody's uncomfortable, like something smelly, but nobody's telling you to get out. And that was because the wounds were infected and they were smelling and dripping a lot of water. And I didn't know. People who I thought were my friends and people who I thought were my roommates that were, you know, riding with me then, who used to come around whenever I'm dressing my leg, they ended up being the ones to go and report to the school authorities that they couldn't stand the smell of the wound. They couldn't stand the way the wound used to drip water around the place. So the school called my mom behind my back and said she should come and take me, and I should not come back until we find a solution to it, basically. Me, I was hell-bent and I'm not going. We have paid school fees. Where are we going to? They have no grounds, basically, to chase me out of school. One day I went to print an assignment in one of our cyber cafes then in school. So when I walked into the cyber cafe, everybody ran out of the cyber cafe, and I could hear them outside. And then somebody said, what's smelling like dead body here? That one hit home. I didn't even print the assignment I wanted to print against it. I just got up. I went back to my room, and I called my mom. I was like, I'm ready to go. Let's go and find a solution to this thing. Permanent solution, because I can't continue like this. So when I left school, we went to a private hospital, and that was where the doctor said, okay, we're going to have to do a skin graft, which is basically the surgery that I had, where they cut skin from a certain part of your body to cover, the open wound. My mom was like, surgery, okay? Because that was the first time I was ever going to have any kind of surgery, basically. So my mom was hesitant. She was like, let's go home and think about it. And I said, we are going home to think about what? That home that you're going, just go and pack all my load and bring it to this hospital, because I'm going to stay. We're going to do this surgery. I want my life back. I was like, the embarrassment, the pain, everything I've already seen. I don't think this surgery will be as bad as that. But I saw Shege Pro Max. If there's anything that's higher than Pro Max. It's only someone that has had wound before that will understand when I say they are scrubbing your leg like they are washing bitter leaf. Because of how infected it was, they needed to be, using, like, there's something called gauze. Gauze looks like sponge. And they use it to clean the wound every blessed day for a month plus. Gosh. My surgery was the 29th of December 2009, and that was the first time I was going to have like anything that would put me to sleep and anything that involves cutting and theater. It was crazy. The person who did my surgery was not the person I was supposed to do my surgery. Well, he was not supposed to do it alone. He had said he was going to bring in a plastic surgeon who is usually in charge of skin grafts. But we didn't remember to ask. It was after the surgery we now remembered that, guy, how far the plastic surgeon? He was like, that he's a orthopedic surgeon. After all, you have to pass through skin to get to bone. So he knows what he's doing. They taught them the skin parts. So when they were teaching them the bone parts, it's like, okay, no problem. Maybe you have people done the surgery. It's not like we can go and undo the surgery that you have done. And then that was how I had my first major scar. These ones. He cut a lot of skin. But it was because he had to cover like two wounds at the time. So, I kind of understood why he had to cut a lot of skin. The day he was supposed to come and check on this, there's so many residents in my room that day. He came. Those residents were trying to take off the bandage. It was clear that this bandage was not coming off for a reason. This man said they were wasting his time. So he took 2 pairs of scissors, small size scissors. He put one at this side, put one at this side, and pulled everything that was there. They heard my voice on the ground floor. They heard my voice on the last floor. They heard my voice on the streets of Ikeja. The way I screamed. Because I was asking him, hello sir, what are you about to do with 2 scissors? He said, no, this thing has healed. I don't know why they're wasting so much. It was like magic. I didn't see straight for like a few minutes. Everything that had even been trying to form and heal, you could see it on the other side of the thing that he yanked off, because the new skin that was even forming, everything, you can see it on the other side. He pulled off every growth that had even covered the thing. It was bleeding like they had just cut it that day. It was like a massacre. You would think that maybe they just killed somebody in my room with the amount of blood that was everywhere. If not that my mother is a God-fearing somebody, she would have beaten that man that day. If it was my best friend's mom, Omatino, she gay. She would have beaten. Nonsense. I think everybody was just too stunned at what he did to even give a reaction, because even his residents were shocked. Everybody was just standing looking like then he could see that, you know, this thing hadn't healed, and then he quickly like wrote some medication for me and just disappeared. So my mom now told them that people should go and warn him more. If I have crisis because of this thing, they will look for him in Lagos, they will not find him. They had to bandage everything back, you know. After I even left the hospital for the surgery that I came for, I had to be going back for like, I think another extra month for this place to heal. It was a lot, this particular scar. It's the biggest scar I have, so, and it's not even like it's one big scar, it's like in pieces, so it healed in pieces basically. The only good thing that came out of my first surgery was that one of the ulcers healed, this one. We didn't even notice, we didn't even know how the thing managed to even heal. I just realized one day that, okay, this one is okay. This is the one that broke down. So I had to have another one. My second scar, my second scar is like, I think it's this one. This was the second surgery for the same leg ulcer. 2014, I went to the US for my second surgery. It was the most painless experience. I won't say painless because there was still pain, but there's how they treat somebody like a human being and they treat somebody like animal. I was treated like a human being in the US. The difference was there. You could tell that they were worried. They were concerned that they were handling a human being's life. But that experience was much better, and of course, the scar much smaller. You know, they only took as much skin as needed. It was nicely done. So I was supposed to come back, rest, let it heal. As at the time I left the US, my surgery was just about 70% healed. I had to quickly meet up with school stuff, all the stuff I'd missed. You know, I was away for about 3 months, I think. I was in my final year, and I was not about to defer for anything. Anybody that knows, knows during vacation period, cars don't move in school. And then one lecturer insisted that we should come and submit assignments in school that particular day. I told my class rep that, Oga, you know, I just came back, I just had surgery. Class rep was like, the man said this assignment is 70 marks, so exam 30 marks. So I carried myself to school. I thought that I wouldn't be able to plead with them to let the car pass. They said no. So I got down. And if you know Unilag, you know that from our Unilag gate to Faculty of Bizard is far. I had to walk from Unilag gates to Faculty of Bizard. I had not even gotten to the faculty when they dropped message on our WhatsApp group that the man is not even around. He said we should not worry. We should just read for exam. Exam will be over 100. Are you kidding me? Like, am I a joke to you people? If I did not go now, that's when the man would have been in school and he would have collected assignments. When I got home and I checked my leg, it had opened up. And it was downhill from there. I lost my shit. I had my last surgery in 2016. This one here. I was going to a government hospital this time, and God, I thought I saw Shege the first time. There was no lights in the hospital. I know there was one point during my surgery that they on touch lights on their phones. Like, literally, they on touch lights because the lights went off. The gown I wore, they said that was the last clean gown that they had. Normally, I should have been put to sleep. But they said they were having 3 surgeries that morning and they had only one anesthesiologist on call. So because they had only one anesthesiologist, they couldn't put me to sleep. I had to be awake. My surgery was like 4 hours plus. So the kind of anesthesia they used for me basically numbed me from my waist down. And because from my waist down is not producing heat to cover my body, I was cold. And they had to have AC on in the theater, of course. So half of my body was awake and cold, and the other half was asleep. So I was freezing. I was awake. I could see what they were doing, even though I was not supposed to be able to see, but I could see because they just put one small cloth like this in the middle, and then they were doing all the things that they were doing. At some point, somebody carried my leg up, so I could see the blood that was coming down. It was a mess. It was crazy. I wanted to pee. The upper part of me knew that I wanted to pee. This part of me did not know that I wanted to pee because the anesthesia was still working. How do you pee? That was our dilemma that day. So all the nurses were running helter-skelter because I needed to pee. I was pressed. God. Last, we had to use a catheter. That was my first time using a catheter. My God. I don't even know how to explain the experience. My mom was just standing, she was just looking, she was just like, you know, you're watching something that looks like it's supposed to be on African Magic. It was hilarious. And at the same time, it was frustrating and crazy. I was just crying because I was just like, what the hell is this? Now, to why I have a fourth scar that I should not have had. They said they thought they were going to need extra skin. So they cut it down in case. I have to laugh about it because it's ridiculous. You know where you're sewing clothes and you're cutting pattern, then you cut extra yard in case the one you cut is not enough. So they cut it because I'm not like, okay, why did you people now put it back? Because when I woke up, they stapled it back. They said, since they did not need it again. And I said, so you people did me 2 grafts instead of 1. Because this is the place that you people are supposed to graft. You put skin there, you staple it. That is what people are supposed to do. You now did 2 for me. Did I ask you? So you have basically now dashed me extra pain. Because you cut me where I did not need to be cut. You now stapled it. I'm not dealing with 3 wounds instead of 2. See the size, they are cut here. It's not enough for you. You now see cut more. Should in case you need it. This one is not long enough for you. It's as if they said, let's go just use all the tie. Since they have already cut the tie, let's go use everything. All the space. And the crazy part is, it can never go back to how it was. So even by them putting the skin back and stapling it, it can never go back to the way it was.
I've seen this moment before. Can I go there again with you? Reminisce of where time stands still.
It's kind of like a life lesson to me because the truth is, whatever you do, you're leaving some kind of mark. Whether it's in people's lives or wherever you are. So make sure it's a positive one because there will always be a mark. Nothing prepares you for these kind of things. when I look at these scars and I remember everything that is behind them, it feels like it was somebody else that experienced it. Like me, I went through all of this shit. I'm still here talking about it. It doesn't feel real. To me, I'm just living now. Past couple of years, I was existing. There was just somebody called Ibukunoluwa Imabong Ajayi that was on this surface of the earth.
I feel the way behind my eyes. Lean towards the color that lies within.
Thankful for a second chance at life. I'll call it a second chance at life because I was suicidal. If I had ended it all then, that would have been it. And my mom always says, someone that dies today doesn't know what tomorrow holds. The only way you can know what tomorrow holds is to sleep and wake up tomorrow. So, always hold out for another day. Every day brings hope for something new, for your life to change. But if you make that decision to end it today, there's no way you can know if you would have had a better tomorrow. She always used to tell me that, she said, the worst thing that will happen is for you to die. Get to the other side, and then they show you and say, this is how your tomorrow will have been if only you slept and woke up tomorrow. And there's nothing you can do about it because you've already died. So I'm thankful for all my mother's encouragement because I know how hard it must have been for her then. And my late godmom, she used to, the two of them, I remember when I used to tell them that they should just pray for me to die because I've prayed that God should heal me tired. Since God does not want to heal me, you should kill me and make I die. Because I know that suicide is a sin. But if God kills me, well, Ojoro can sojo. Kind of, So then I used to frustrate their life then. People should just pray for me to die. Stop praying for me to get better. I don't want to get better. I would cross the road without looking. After all, it's not my business. If somebody hits me, then I did not kill myself. Somebody killed me. I'll be card at jamming. I'll put water on fire. I won't go and check. If the water should dry and the house should explode, well, I did not intentionally kill myself. It's the water that, it's not my fault. I used to do crazy shit. And my mom always used to encourage me. She said, one day, this thing will heal. And I used to be like, which day? One day, every day, one day. She was right. Every time I look at it, I'm reminded of how strong I can be. I call them battle scars because you've won a battle and you have come to the other side of it. The scar is the product of that win. For me, that's my WWE belt. That's my plaque, that's my trophy, that's my Grammy. Do you understand? Because that's the only evidence to show what I've been through. It's evidence of God's grace, it's evidence of God's love, God's mercy, which is why I cherish my scars.
I've been waiting. There's no fault lines to crack and leave me aching.
For other people who, for one reason or the other, have scars, one thing I want to say is, first of all, it's not your fault. As much as we may not do it consciously, unconsciously, people tend to blame themselves for whatever it is that happens to them. Maybe if I had not gone to the hospital, do you understand? Maybe if I had not been at so place at so time. Maybe if I had not done this, maybe if I had done that, maybe if, because even me, I catch myself saying sometimes that maybe if I'd done my research about sickle cell enough, I would have known that there was something called Lagos, and maybe I would have been able to catch it on time, maybe. But the truth is, if it was meant to happen, it was meant to happen. There's a reason behind everything that happens. Every scar is a symbol of hope to somebody else. The people that will see it, the people that will hear about it. When I'm talking to people and they're like, well, what do you know? Like, I'm telling you based on what I've faced. Do you understand? Like, I can show people that, see, if I can go through it and come out, you can too. Tell your story. Your story deserves to be told. Your story deserves to be heard. The only way that scar will be a symbol of hope to somebody is if they get to hear the story. A lot of people are ashamed of their scars, they're ashamed of their experience. And I'm like, why are you ashamed? For what? Before I used to be like that, but now I've got to a point where I'm just like, to hell with what people think or what people say. I will proudly shout from the rooftops, I have sickle cell anemia, I have scars. Once upon a time, I used to smell because I had wound. So talk about your experiences, because that's the only way people will get to hear about it. And that's the only way it can become a beacon of hope to somebody tomorrow.